Hello and welcome to Comedy Cigars and Music, and today's cigar for review is the Gran Habano Persian Queen Limitada, because it's limited. Off the foot and wrapper, I'm getting dark chocolate, sweetness, and barnyard. And you can see the foot's closed here. It's closed up like a bank on the holidays. As you can see there, the Persian Queen getting in on some of that barber pole action. Alright, so right off the bat here on this cigar, on that closed foot area, getting some earth, sweetness, nuttiness. There's just a little bit of spice here on the finish. That spice has some sweetness and earth component in there as well. And on the retrohale there, I'm getting some earth and this woody slash nutty component in there on the retrohale. So that's where we're starting off with this closed foot here. Now, the bank is open. We've opened the foot, so to speak. Alright, we are well into the first third here, and I'm going to show you that burn and ash, and then I'm going to tap this off, so the ash doesn't fall into my lap. Alright, there's that burn and ash, and that ash is holding on and saying, ooh, rock me, Amadeus. Alright, so flavor-wise, this first third here. Creamy cashew butter, earth, there's this nice, slight little sweetness in there, and then there is this coffee that presents itself right at the tail end as the smoke is going out of your mouth. So you're kind of like, yeah, that's pretty good. Whoa, there's coffee. It's kind of a surprise, unlike Starbucks, which is not surprising when you see it because it's on every corner. On the retrohale, I'm getting some earth, mixed nuts, and some coffee. And then on the finish, some coffee and just the slightest of spice. And that spice has kind of gone in and out. So sometimes I get spice and other times it's nothing. It's just coffee and then it fades away. And the finish, I would say, is fairly clean. Fairly clean finish there. Now, as far as the components of the cigar go, the lighter part of the wrapper is Ecuadorian, Connecticut. The darker part of the wrapper of the barber pole is Nicaraguan, Corojo. And then the binder and the fillers are from Nicaragua, okay? And this is called the Persian Queen, as we said. And speaking about Persian Queen, I didn't commit any of this to memory. I looked up Persia on the Encyclopedia Britannica online, and I'm gonna read a little bit of that off my phone here to you. So, Persia, historic region of southwestern Asia, associated with Alright, a little flake there. Get that off of there. Get right off of there. Now I'm hitting everything. Ah, jeez. Alright, flavor-wise, you've got fruit, mixed nuts. There's another flake. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay. Fruit, mixed nuts, earth, and smooth leather. Which reminds me of the aroma, too. I want to say something about that. The aroma is like this sweet nuttiness with a little bit of fruit in there. Just a little bit. It's not like it's, oh, wow, I'm in a produce section. Lord knows it's not going to be like that. On the retrohale, nuttiness, fruit, earth, and the retrohale is really very clean. When it goes through my nostrils, I'm like, I got those flavors and now we're out. And my nose feels like, you ever do one of those like neti pot things? It's not exactly like that, but it's pretty clean. You see, the neti pot is when you take some saline, or water with salt in it, I believe. You could look it up here. Give me a second. I'll do that in a while. But anyway, the neti pot, you take and you close one nostril, and on the finish, we have earth, light nuttiness, and a light coffee. Now, I have had one burn touch-up in the second third, and I don't know if I remembered to mention it. In the first third, I had two. I ended up with two burn touch-ups. One was actually before I was filling you in on the first third, and the other one was shortly after that. So 2 burn touch-ups, 1 here, so grand total. This is an algebra, just basic math here. 2 plus 1, say it with me, 3. So it's pretty good. And as some of you might know, maybe some of you have listened, maybe or just from the last video and review when it was brought up on Comedy, Cigars, and Music here, we will be joining up with Kaplowitz Media, Kaplowitz Radio, for a podcast entitled First and 15th. Why First and 15th? Well, we plan to air it on the 1st and 15th or roundabouts every month. And we'll be covering cigar news, cigar social media, other things like that, with our own little twist to it, of course. So check that out. Also, Comedy, Cigars, and Music is now part of the Kaplowitz Radio program known as the Round Panel. So check that out. You can listen to that wherever you listen to podcasts, on Kaplowitz Radio by going to kaplowitz.xyz, and you can listen to those on our site, comedycigarsmusic.com. So there you go, in case you need something to cuddle up with on these cold winter days, or maybe hot summer days, mild temperature days. Is there anything else? All right, we're finishing out the cigar here. Flavor-wise, earth, slight sweetness, a little bit of fruitiness from time to time, some very subtle oak came in every so often, and then towards the end here, I have had a couple draws where I've gotten like this charred meat. So, who wants steak? Can I get a what? On the Retrohale, earth with just a touch of leather, still a fairly clean Retrohale there. And then on the finish, earth, leather, and then there is a slight subtle spice that comes in just every now and then. It's kind of in and out. So I have had one more burn touch up in the final third, and it's even just a little wonky here still. So we'll go from here. All right, so rating this cigar. I would give the cigar a 2. It just kind of missed the mark, kind of like Velvet Revolver's second album. The draw, the smoke output were really good. The flavors were okay. I think the flavors were kind of in line with what the cigar was trying to do, but then kind of the flavors going in and out. Had some burn issues here. Still looking at another burn issue would be coming up if I cared to touch it up at this point, but not really any point in that. So, yeah. Smoke time for this cigar came out to 1 hour and 55 minutes. Guys, as always, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this review, have enjoyed other videos, other reviews, good Lord, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. We'll get to them as they come along. And until next time, guys, be cool to each other, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, such things really bound my eyes to a mess and confounding. Well, the way to the world, where I should have known my soul. Well, the news and the company.